ERT News, episode 6. Welcome, everybody. So happy that you're joining us here today, whether it's the first time watching or the 6th. We're happy you're here. Anton, how's it going?
Very well today. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be on ERT News Live with Jenna Wilson. But today we have a special guest.
We do.
I won't steal your thunder though, Jenna. I know you want to go. So you run with
Well,
it.
I gotta get the anticipation going because we do have our first ever special guest here today that's going to be going through the CIQ 2.0, which we've had a lot of questions about in the community. So happy to answer them here today. We also will talk through a new VFO strategy, and our celebrations contest is ending this week. So we'll talk through that as well. But first, welcome, Bridger. We're so happy to have you here today.
Hello, hello. Thanks so much. So good to be here.
Our first official live guest on our ERT News, Bridger Silvester. So Bridger has been working with the VFO Fast Track as the Proactive Facilitator. And spotlight to Bridger, if you haven't worked with him, he's been doing a phenomenal job. I've watched so many of his recordings and he's just getting great feedback from clients and from members. So really fun to have him as part of the team. He is going to go over the CIQ 2.0, which some of you know about, some of you don't, and none of you know about the updates that just pushed through last weekend. So before I hand it over to Bridger, I will just set the stage a little bit for those of you that perhaps have not looked into the Virtual Family Office Fast Track yet. The main thing that I think, rolled out or offered with the VFO Fast Track in terms of the value prop is you get to use our team, right? And Bridger is one of those 4 team members. And Bridger plays the role as Proactive Facilitator. We also have Evan Anderson, who joined us and is now fully up to speed in running Proactive Facilitation meetings as well. So we got 2 Proactive Facilitators. We have Tracy Miller, who many of you know have worked with the VFO Liaison to really help you and the clients to identify which of the 75 plus virtual family office specialists are the best fit for the client's needs. We have Tim Gacy, who's now part of your team on the VFO Fast Track, our in-house CPA, 25 plus years of experience, both in accounting firms, large and small, as well as large broker dealers. So a lot of really good experience on the advisory and the accountant side. And then Brenny Weston, who serves as our proactive coordinator, just really helping behind the scenes keep everything on track. So the CIQ 2.0 is such a valuable tool for the proactive facilitation when we're using it in the partners in planning meetings. If you're familiar with the CIQ 1.0, we'll call it the original CIQ, it was a longer tool. It really went into a lot of depth across the board. And what we realized as we were rolling out the Fast Track is it was much more effective to have a more concise CIQ that was specifically designed around the 5 areas of the virtual family office. So Bridger's going to give us a demo in a moment, but you'll see it's laid out in business advisory, tax planning, wealth management, legal services, and risk mitigation. So each of the areas, the 5 areas of the virtual family office, have its own page with its own designated questions. That allows the whole thing to actually run much smoother, and then the output to be much more organized with the value proposition of the virtual family office overall. So, Bridger, I'm tossing it over to you, my friend. If you want to share your screen, give our ERT News members a little bit of an insight on what the CIQ 2.0 looks like and how you go ahead and, hint, there's been an update, how you go ahead and add a client to it and, what the process is you lead folks through.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, let's take a look. We will just jump right in. I'll share my screen and follow that exact process like you talked about. So, by the way, if you haven't set up your proactive planning platform, reach out. We'll want to get that set up first. But once you log in, instead of coming over to manage users, put someone in, we're not really going to have clients jumping in there themselves. So you can just jump right into this diagnostic dropdown, click on the CIQ Diagnostic 2.0. And that will take you right here where you'll have this fancy little user plus button. So right here, you'll just put in their information. We're using Mr. Test today. If they got an email address you want to put in there, whatever that is, joetest.com. And when you click add user and enter CIQ 2.0, that will take you right into it.
So that's a much simpler way now and more intuitive, I would say, to start a new CIQ. Like you said, Bridger, you enter name and email, and then it jumps right into the CIQ 2.0.
Yeah, yeah, love it, love it. This is super quick. And it'll be familiar to you if you're used to the old CIQ, CIQ 1.0, you said, Anton. But in any case, it's intuitive. So you're just going to follow the prompts, ask the questions, really straightforward. This will be the first page you go to. The first page that you're putting information in is just the client's information, really basic information here, name, if you have an advisor or accountant who's brought this client to you. The client reference number, we just had a question about this recently. If you don't have something that you're tracking clients, you have some reference number, then you can just put NA here. We don't have anything in the back end system that's you need to know before you jump in here. But anyway, marital status, children, income, tax liability. And then if they have a business, all this information down here will populate and you can fill it out.
So it goes right from, if I'm following Bridger, it goes right from the basic information about the client. And then the next one's the business overview. So now it's beginning kind of the first of the 5 pages of the virtual family office, kind of 5 areas of the bubble.
Yeah, yeah. The third page will really get into the business advisory. This one's going to be, yeah. So client information, business advisory. Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
Yeah. So yeah, what their business name is, the business type, their ownership, business revenue, tax liability, all of that. And then yeah, business advisory right here. We're really just trying to figure out at first, are they trying to exit the business? If not, they're trying to grow the business, we hope. And if not either of those, they can let us know. We can put in some notes. How interested are they in the area that they mentioned up here? And each of the pages are going to have this really useful option that says any other blank focus, where if they say anything that doesn't fit into the questions, whether it's in their mind or your mind, add it in here.
I love that.
And that'll be like a great catch-all in each of the pages. So that's business advisory. This page, page 4 is all tax planning.
We're already halfway there, 56% of the way. I love it.
It's quick, folks. It is quick. If you blink, you'll miss it. So yeah, primary focus. They had a high tax liability last year or maybe upcoming. What is it? We want to know. Do they have capital gains or not? Do they have a tax professional or not? How would they rate them? Which we're trying to figure out here, by the way, if they're proactive. They're tax professional. And then just a list here, several different areas we want to gauge their interest. And like I mentioned, on each of these pages, there's going to be this any other blank focus area. The
Bridger,
next page.
One question for you just on that last one there, because perfect. So go up one more. For the members in the Virtual Family Office Fast Track, which by the way, if you're working with the VFO Fast Track, our proactive facilitator, Bridger or Evan, will be the one with you and the client, and we will lead the client through this CIQ 2.0. So if you're in the VFO Fast Track, you actually don't even need to learn how to log in and hit the buttons and such. We're just giving you this demo so you understand the power of the tool. And if you're going through the training just because you want to take the material and run it on your own, then obviously you would be the one going through this CIQ 2.0. But this question 19 right here, as Bridger touched on, and I'll just elaborate a little bit, it's super helpful because what are we looking to do in addition to help this client with the virtual family office value proposition? We're also looking to understand, do they have an accountant perhaps that we want to form an accountant partnership with? Or are they in need of a new accountant? In which case we can potentially introduce them to an accountant that we form a partnership with. So question 19 is kind of sneaky because it gets a couple things done for us. It lets us know about their current relationship, which is important for the planning we're going to be doing with them in the VFO, but it also lets us know, hey, is this an opportunity for us to build an accountant partnership? If so, we just build a nice little list on an Excel sheet and then we can reach out to them in the partnership fast track. Or are they a client that is unhappy with their current accountant, in which case we can use it as a carrot for our first accountant partnership.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Such a great point. Thanks for pointing that out, Anton.
Absolutely.
Okay, so next page is all risk mitigation. So just some lists here, personal risks, business risks. Just want to gauge their concern. Is this any kind of concern or not? And anything else they want to list, again, as always, at the bottom. Whatever they say. Wealth management, second to last page. Again, we're almost done. Short or long-term wealth management or both, and their level of interest for whatever they said. Growing or retaining wealth or both, and their level of interest for whatever they said. their primary phase of life. So are they looking at retirement planning, or do they have something else going on? It's kind of a default here, retirement planning, and their level of interest for whatever they said. Alternative investments, and which, if they have a primary area that they're interested in, and their overall level of interest for alternative investments, and any other wealth management focus. And the last page is legal services, and really quick and to the point here, personal legal services and business legal services. And of course, any other legal service focus. When you finish all of these questions, you'll be brought to this page, finalize the diagnostic. It will take you to this page, which is a summary of everything you just put in for them. And at the bottom, you'll continue to prioritize opportunities, where you'll be able to park, drop, or prioritize each area. And as a note, you're doing this because because of the next screen that we're going to get to, this one-page plan for each of your clients. You'll have this one-page plan that says, here's the immediate areas we're going to start working on. And down the road, you'll want to come back and reference this after you've completed the first couple priorities, whatever it is that you decide. If you're in Fast Track, we'll make that decision for you and with you. And then you'll want to come back to these parks priorities, and that'll help you continue your planning with the client.
Love it, my friend. Love it.
Love it. We told him he only had 15 minutes, but I don't even think he needed all that time, Bridger.
It's so quick. It is so quick. We love it.
So at the end of the day, Bridger, looking to prioritize how many opportunities in your initial meeting?
Yeah, I always recommend 2. You know, there's going to be potentially a fee for engagement with each of these people. And there's going to be their own process. Like for example, in the Fast Track, you know, it could be, we have all sorts of different people who are using the Fast Track, whether you're an advisor, an accountant, or an attorney or whatever. So it might be the same for you, but what we're doing is it might end up being anywhere. It might be business growth, it might be tax, it might be legal, and that process is going to look way different every time. So if you have more than 2, it's going to get complicated. It's going to be very involved for your client. They might start to get frustrated or overwhelmed. So we just like to keep it at 2.
Love it. So if you're running this on your own, suggest you kind of mirror, you know, what's working. Right now, we're at a roughly 72% success rate or close rate with clients. And it's working. It's working really well. So I would say mirror it. If you're running it on your own, get in there into the PPP, tinker around with the CIQ 2.0. If you're working with the VFO Fast Track, hopefully that gave you a little bit more insight on ultimately what we'll be doing with the clients. And the tax planning priorities, just to kind of touch on that for a moment, we are seeing a lot of need in the tax planning. Not super surprising, but as we get closer to fourth quarter, you know, it's more and more on people's minds. So Tim Gacy, our in-house CPA, is playing a huge role in building tax plans for clients. The results that we're seeing right now are really exciting. And so I think those numbers will only improve as we get into Q4 with clients kind of saying yes and moving forward. And yeah, it's exciting. So thank you for demoing the tool, Bridger. Is there anything else that you would share with the community?
Come schedule an appointment. If you haven't talked to Dylan about using Fast Track, talk to or Dylan or whoever your member success manager is, talk to them. Let's get it scheduled. We're happy to take care of this whole process for you, make it real simple.
Love it. And if you have any feedback for us on the CIQ 2.0, please comment below this ERT news today, and we will be sure to kind of prioritize it.
Love it. Thanks so much, Bridger. And just quickly to wrap things up here, our VFO Specialist Educational Webinar coming up September 15th. This is a brand new strategy, the Fox Film Strategy. This is going to be hosted by Kyle Fox, representing our VFO Specialist, Ben Golden. You can check out the link that we'll add to this post, the CPE webinar-Kyle-Fox, to register. And of course, you can invite your CPAs, accountants to attend. If they're eligible for CPE, they will get 1 CPE credit for coming and hanging out with us on September 15th. And lastly, thank you so much to everyone who's been sharing the celebrations. It's been really cool for me and Anton and the whole team to talk about what people have been sharing. We look at it on our company meetings, we look at it on the Catalyst calls, the Fusion calls, and it's just been really rewarding to see the wins that you're having. So you have until August 31st to post your final wins, and then next time on episode 7 of ERT News, we'll be announcing the winners. Again, we will have 1 winner with the $250 Amazon gift card and 5 $50 Amazon gift card winners. Looking forward to announcing that next time.
And I need to, before you move on from that, I need to give you a spotlight, Jenna Wilson, because I'm pretty sure you came up with this celebration contest, and I wasn't quite sure initially. I needed a little bit of convincing. So I will spotlight you, Jenna. Great idea. It really has been meaningful to see in the community people sharing small wins, big wins. It's just across the board progress.
Yeah.
Progress in the right direction. And for those of you that know the orange tree story, the little growth of that orange tree every step of the way is required in order for it to ultimately be that grown orange tree that's producing 400 oranges a year and living to be 100 years old. So celebrate every step with us, and we will celebrate with you. And
if I have a feeling, this won't be the last time we'll be doing this, because that's how rewarding it's been to see all of it. So
great.
yeah,
It's
we
great.
are very happy about it. And that's
I want
all
to say,
we have.
Jenna, I know you're going to say next episode. So it just dawned on me as you were sharing one of the VFO specialists that is very interesting. I mean, that's great new strategy for us to have. I think Tim Gacy will be on with us in next week's episode 7. And not only will we go over some of the tax planning specialists that we're bringing onto the VFO, but I think we can also have him share with you a little bit more about his role and what he's doing for members when it comes to tax planning. So if you don't have a long track record of tax planning for your clients, this might be something you want to plug into because there's no additional cost for you. We've got an in-house CPA that's got a lot of experience in all of the tools that can help you and your accountants with more advanced tax planning. So, little plug for next week. Assuming
See you next time.
See you there.
Thanks so much.
Thanks again, Bridger. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Anton.
Guys,
Thanks,
thanks so
everyone.
much.